Hi, good evening, everybody. Welcome along to the Zoom. So exciting news came out today, which what I'm going to talk about wasn't included in that, so I'll add it in, which is mega exciting. So I've got a little PowerPoint to go through. Hopefully that's going to help a lot of people if they follow it. And you could absolutely make a fortune out of it. And Kevin posted something in his group, which I'm going to share, which is very something that I learned a long time ago. I didn't know put it across in this way, but it just makes sense. Anyway, you'll see it in a second as I just share this. Where's the thing to go? Not this to go full screen now. There we go. Right. So if you don't know, only a tiny percentage of your friends' posts get seen on Facebook. So this is what I was going to talk about and I was going to come up with if you could possibly go through 1,000 people, how many people would you actually get to join? Because that's what I got told going back 30 odd years ago. If you prospect 1,000 people, you'll end up getting rich because you'll find some good ones out of 1,000. Now, why I was thinking of that, Kev just posted in his team group. So this is what it was posted. It is a little bit more than 1,000, but I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. If you showed the opportunity to 1,200 people, 900 would say no, 300 would sign up. Out of them 300, only 85 did anything at all. Out of the 85, only 35 were serious. Out of the 35, 11 made me a millionaire. Now that's a numbers game. But when I seen that about 30 odd years ago, I had no idea how I could ever go through 1,200 people. It was just, in them days, you were told go through everybody in the address book, and I did. I went through everybody in the address book, and I did sponsor some people, well, quite a few people. But then you starting to hit a brick wall. Now, this is to show you how simple it is now to go and prospect 1,000 people. So, the first things you've got to do, first of all, if you don't understand on Facebook now, very few people actually see your posts. And I don't know how small it is, but it is small. It could be as little as 10 people you're normally connected to are seeing your normal post, unless you're extremely active on Facebook, which most people aren't. So ways to get that round this is to like other people's posts, because if you don't like their posts, they're not going to see your post. That's first thing. Comment on other people's posts, and then whatever you share on Facebook, share it to your story, because you can actually see who's then seen them posts. And the people who've seen that go and then comment on their posts as well. They'll start seeing that. And then reach out to find five friends a day for 25 days, and that's 100 people, to find out what they're up to. So you've got your Facebook friends. I'll just say, for example, you've got 500 Facebook friends. In the minute, probably 10 of them Facebook friends will see your post. The rest will not. So what you've got to do is actually work your way through your Facebook friends, and just, if you know them, great. You can just ask them what you're up to. If you don't know them, what you can just say is like, look, we connected on Facebook some time ago, what you up to? And they'll say, they probably might even remember who you are, but that starts a conversation. Sorry about that. That starts a conversation. And comment, and then you can work your way through that. So that's 2 and 5. Comment on them five friends that you don't see, and keep doing that for 21 days, and that's another 100. And the same in your group. Now, if you've got a Facebook group or a Facebook page, again, the people aren't being seen in there. So go and just see who's in that group and comment on them as well. And then remember, everything you share on Facebook, share everywhere else: TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Shorts, etc. Now, what I've done a little chart, which I'll put in the group later, and we'll just do this over 7 days. So if you reach out to 5 friends you've already got on Facebook in a minute, for each day, and then chalk it up which ones you've done for 7 days, that will end up being, sorry, because I've got the other ones to do there. So that's your Facebook friends first. Then you connect with 5 new people as well for 7 days. And then you go into your Facebook group as well and connect with the people in there as well. So after a week, over 15 people a day for 7 days, that's 105. And over 10 weeks, you've done 1,000. Now, going back 30 odd years ago, I didn't have no, there was no plan for me possible to do that in 10 weeks. Now, we could do more if you wanted, but find the time to just do that a day, it's tiny. Because if you put a stopwatch on how much time you're wasting just surfing, maybe Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, you probably burn 2 or 3 hours a day just doing nothing. So if you can really focus your time just to find 5 people in these groups a day and carry on with it, then that's got your 105 people contacted a week. And out of that, you're going to find some fantastic people. Now, some of them people will not be interested, quite obviously. It's not going to be for everybody, but then people can become your VIPs. So that gives you an opportunity to just ask them, well, why don't you just sign up as a VIP? Once they've signed up as a VIP, you can then pop them in the team group or your own group and then just watch what's going on. Because quite a few VIPs now, I'm just adding somebody in. So quite a few VIPs now are actually sort of joining from actually just being a VIP first, because there's an upgrade button on there where they can actually upgrade. Now, if you haven't got a big group, this is something that worked in the past, and we missed it last year because it was too far past. We're just past Easter when I remembered about it. But a few years ago, it sounds crazy, but we used to use competitions in a group. By the person who adds the most people to the group, you won an Easter egg for £1. And people used to go mad adding people to the group. And then once you've got them in the group, that gives you a chance to connect with them and get them as one of your 5 a day. So if you've got no group at the minute with no people in, that's one way, start get some new prospects as well. And then you can use samples as well to help increase your VIPs. You can ask your VIPs for referrals, and then off it goes from there. Also, what I suggest people do is focus on the wellness subscriptions, because if you get people on the wellness, they're going to place an order every 3 weeks to get the wellness, and guess what? They're going to buy something else as well. So it's important you get the plug into the wellness, and the wellness is amazing. In April, it'll be 5 years since I had any cold. I've never had any antibiotics. Before that, I was ill every winter. So the product's amazing and has lots of different benefits on you. Your nails getting better and your hair stronger and all kinds of different things. But keep remembering when you get your VIPs to share the stories about the wellness, because once you get them on that, they'll not just order like every 6 catalogs or something. They'll actually order virtually every catalog because they'll want the wellness subscription. Always feed your team's mind. There's so many personal development books or skill books, and I recommend the Big Al stuff because he's got some magic stuff on there they actually follow. So just Google Big Al, Big Al Tom Strider. He's got a lot of free stuff you can actually sign up with. And then this is how I was going to finish it for tonight. I was just going to say we can now build a business in 17 markets. That doesn't include Germany, which is open since we've got this slide. And then today, out of the blue, we've now got 60 markets we can actually market to. So once in people's lifetime, you're in the right place at the right time, and we are with this. But it's not going to work if you don't absolutely go through the numbers. So it's important that you do them numbers, because if you're not doing the numbers, it's not going to work. So if you follow that plan, and anybody who does, because what that guy said, who made millions out of networking in the 70s, I think it was, that story's from, but he was in the right place at the right time as that company was expanding worldwide. We're in exactly the same situation now. The UK and Ireland's a desert. So's Netherlands and Belgium, as we'll find out, is a desert. And then we've got Germany, which is just open as a desert. So there's loads of untapped markets apart from all these other ones we can actually get stuck into. So I'll just stop sharing that. So does that make any sense to everybody? If you can switch up, if you switch off mute now, and if anybody's got any questions about that plan to follow.
I like that that sheet that you've made up. I think that's good.
Yeah.
It always
Yeah,
helps if you're tracking what you're
Yeah,
doing.
it's got to be a simple thing to track. And I'm getting a lot of people say to us, well, look, I'm posting loads of things on Facebook, I'm getting no results. You know, that might have worked 3 or 4 years ago when the reach was good and people were getting results. But the chances of your post being seen at the minute is very, very slim because you're competing with like Facebook groups, Facebook pages. You're also competing with Facebook adverts. So the amount, everybody can't see everybody's post. It's impossible. So it's so important that you do that so you actually get seen. So there's an old story, I don't know if you've heard, well, old saying, don't wait till your boat comes out, go out and get to the boat. Have you heard that saying before? So some people are waiting for the boat to come in, go out and get your boat because the boat's there. So you've got to go, I guarantee people have got in Facebook profiles of friends. They've got probably friends sitting at home now, worried what they're going to do for money to pay the gas bill, etc., the electric bill, or they're worried about losing their job, or the house prices coming down, and all these different things. We're sitting on an untapped gold mine here to absolutely go crazy in the next 5 years. So I'll put that PDF as a PDF in the group. Well, and once everybody's had a good look at this, and we'll tag it. But it's as simple as actually sitting down and doing it. And I don't know if you've ever timed yourself when you get stuck on Facebook following something or TikTok or something. You go on there for 2 minutes and then 2.5 hours has gone by and you think, where did the time go? I've done nothing. So you've got to really also have like an egg timer to switch off doing other things and focus. Well, maybe it might only be 10 minutes a day of a small window of time, and that'll be very productive of actually getting well, unlimited leads really. So in 10 weeks, anybody could go through 1,000 people. And just back on, if you were on the last Zoom, and I was talking about doing Facebook ads, and I put a video up about Facebook ads, if you want to do that as well, because that can be added into this as well, but obviously there's a cost to doing that. I cracked the Facebook ads, which was great, and I did a video about it. But then the people who were replying weren't seeing me reply. So after quite a while, I get in touch with Facebook. Apparently, if you do a traffic Facebook advert, they don't see your reply. So I'm thinking, why did they bother having an ad for traffic if they can't see the reply? So what you've got to do it is for sales. So I'm going to redo that, have another go at that, but then you can tap into markets as well. But what I've just showed you tonight is a way to do it completely for free. So if somebody follows that plan for the next 10 weeks, you're going to have unlimited leads, you're going to have unlimited VIPs, and even going with the best prospects you're always going to get is from people from your warm market who actually know you. So it's very, very important they actually do that. So if anybody got any questions about all that, that didn't understand what I was talking about or went over the head, then don't be shy to ask.
No, the tracker looks good.
Yeah, you've just got to follow that, and be disciplined to do that. So if we want to have a little group for being accountable to do that, and then have the results, or we could put it into this that you've done your 5 a day. But it's so easy to get distracted following other things. To just get really stuck into it. Now on the sponsoring side, could somebody switch their telly off or something in the background? Somebody got a telly on? So what I was going to say, right? So if you don't, the international sponsoring for the 60 countries is not now live. If you don't know that. So you can go, if you don't know how to register for international, I've done a video which was for like sponsoring into the European countries. It's exactly the same for international. So if you don't know that, I'll just message us and I'll tag you in that post where that video is, and you can do that. Now, if also at the minute, we cannot actually retail in them countries through with PBS link. We can only sponsor people. So that the most important thing is to get new team members. It's not to be a top retailer in a different country. That's not going to really work out. It's not important to do that. It's about getting new team members. But I have asked what happens if you send a link to somebody and they don't want to join, they just want to buy some products, where it actually ends up. But I'll be interested to know where that is. Because if it does go into no man's land, once you've got a team in that country, at least you could pop that order into the team members' account. So that's some news. But like I said, when I put that announcement down the group, it's all just happened today. So we're going to get more information over the next couple of days. But if you've got somebody in India now, for example, if you happen to have your best friend in India, you can now prospect them to join, or whatever other country in the 60 countries. For some reason at the minute, 2 countries aren't added to that, and that's Portugal and China.
Not India.
And I don't know the reason for that, but we'll find out that in the next couple of days as well. So anybody else got any questions?
Nope.
Anybody got any questions? I was going to ask about any ideas about you getting more VIPs or getting referrals of VIPs, because if you don't know, and you VIP can tell their friends and they get 10% off the next order.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know.
No.
So if you've got a VIP and they recommend a friend, the friend get, I don't know, does the friend get 10% off the first order as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can do it. If your VIP can do it as many times as they want. So they could refer 100 friends if they wanted. And when that friend places an order, they get 10%. And then the VIP gets 10% off their next order. So the original VIP gets 10% after their friend's placed an order.
And Ian's not on tonight because his birthday and his granddaughter's birthday is the same day. And he won't mind us sharing this because he's had a really good success with his VIPs, because he's run a competition with some of the 3 stuff that you've got from Oriflame since he started. Now, just as it's happened, I don't know if you can see this. I've qualified. I've won a purse. I've done so many things from Oriflame. I've got a purse here. I've got some Novage eye cream, some eco products that there's loads of products on my desk. So what Ian did when he went to the showcase, I think he got a couple of perfumes or something, one for him and one for his wife. One of was a giveaway. There's loads of free gifts if you go to a conference. So he basically sent an email to his VIPs saying, like, anybody who places an order over £45 will get free delivery, and you'll be entered in a draw to win these perfumes, which I guess are worth 35 quid, whatever it is. Just say it's 35 quid for the particular thing. And he's had 11 people place orders over 45 quid. And that's a fantastic way to boost your sales by products that we've got for free, we can actually use as an incentive. So if you've got a list of customers, whether it's on a WhatsApp broadcast list or a contact manager list of emails, you can use incentives of the 3 products you've got to actually get more orders, or you could actually use it in a group to get more customers. Like I was talking about the Easter eggs we did a few years ago, where people added loads of people to the group just to win an Easter egg, which cost £1. You could do with that some of the products that you've got over the last few years, if you've been Oriflame for a while, or in the 6 months, because there's always different products coming in different offers. So has anybody else got any ideas how we could actually use that as well?
I suppose you could do a similar competition for your current VIPs if they refer a friend who goes on to place an order. You could maybe put them in a draw to win something. Or
you could also ask them, if they don't want to be, you could also ask them to join a Facebook group that you've got.
Yeah.
To see some examples of some products being demonstrated. So So the people watching on the replay, if you've got any other ideas that you think would be good for doing that, because the best customers are referred customers, where somebody says, I've got this product from Oriflame, it's absolutely fantastic, and they tell somebody, you know, that's the best referral, because we can say the product's brilliant, but they don't know us. If their best friend says this product's brilliant, you know, wow, that's great. Where do I get it from? Oh, here's my link. If you get anything from there, you get 10% off and I get 10% off. So it's just an extra little thing to do that. While I've got Sheila on, she's going to give a couple of little tips as well, because she was the top from last catalogue. Can't remember what you're going to talk about now.
Retail.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So Sheila's got a trophy. It turned up today, I think, or yesterday.
Yeah, it's in the wrong room, but I've got it. Thanks.
Well, if you've seen the trophy, she's got a house full of them. But some tips on that, maybe how to use samples. If you're new, you might not know you can sign up for a subscription to the samples. So when your order comes, you've got some samples for the next catalogue to give out to customers as well, because the samples work really well. So anyway, fire away for a few tips, Sheila.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's anything I can say that everyone on here hasn't already heard. But I just thought maybe I haven't, in the past campaign, I haven't done anything different to what I would normally do. So I thought maybe I would just talk a little bit about how I built my customer base for anyone who's watching, who might be new to the business or hasn't quite got started yet. And when I first started, I decided to go down the catalogue route initially, because I knew it would get orders quickly. So I bought a pack of 10 catalogues and just went out knocking on people's doors and asking if they'd like to take a look at my catalogue. Told them I'd started a new business, and sorry if there's any background noise, Colin's just come bursting in. Yeah, told them that I'd started a new business and that I lived, you know, because I started off in my own street and local area. So I'd say to them, I just live on Maple Drive around the corner. And I did that every day when I first started. Went out with me 10 books and knocked on doors until I'd got rid of them all, and went to pick them up the following day. Once I'd picked them up, I did the same again, and I did that every day. Sometimes it would only take maybe 15 to 20 minutes on a good day. Other days it might take an hour, but rarely any longer than an hour. So I just did that every day whenever I could, and I've gradually built my catalogue customer base up doing that over coming up to a 5-year period now. Online customers take a little bit longer, I think, because you have to get to know people. As you said, Gavin, starting with your warm market, your friends and family hopefully would support you. I'm sure they would take your recommendation if you recommended a good coffee shop or a good film to watch. So recommend your products to your friends and family. It's the same thing, and I'm sure they'll support you. My favourite way for getting VIP customers is to go into groups where I've got a common interest with the other members, like a cat group because I'm mad about cats, dogs, TV shows. I've built up loads of contacts doing that just by going into groups and chatting to people, commenting on their posts and asking questions. And most often, if I get a conversation going well, that person sends me a friend request. It might take a few days, it might take a few weeks. If the conversation's going well and they don't, then I'll send them a friend request. And once that happens, I'll start talking to them in Messenger. But again, I don't jump straight away and say, do you want to buy me products or do you want to join my team? I talk about them and I make it all about them. I ask loads of questions about them. And right at the end, when I feel I've bonded with them, I'll ask them what they do for a living. When you do that, it's just natural that that person's going to tell you about that job if they have one and then ask you what you do. And once they do that, that's when I start to bring Oriflame into the conversation. And I've had quite a lot of success getting VIP customers that way. Once they're signed up, I start really heavily promoting the 10% referral offer. That's really, referrals do work. That's helped me find loads more VIP customers, because, you know, they're going to get 10% discount if their friend orders. So, and they can offer their friend 10% as well. So it's a fantastic thing, and I hope it'll be ongoing. I can't think of anything else. Well, that's it, sort of very, very briefly in a nutshell, what I do.
Well, you've always got to keep looking for new customers as well. Just don't
Always.
stop with what you've got. Just keep looking, because there's so many out there at the minute. You know, it's just wide open. It seems to be even more wide open in Holland and Germany. Well, Germany's brand new, so it's got to be wide open there. But Holland and Belgium, there seems even quieter than it is in the UK. So they're out there to be found. But people in 5 years' time will be saying, "Oh, I wish I joined when you do." So we're an opportunity now to go and really go at it. The harder you work the next couple of years, the results are going to be absolutely amazing. And we're so far better than anything else out there. You know, I didn't join this company because I thought, oh, well, it might be okay. It was the best. And that was what, without the potential of going worldwide, you know, I didn't even dream that was possible, you know, but it is, it's there, it's happened. So it's everything I've wanted for 30 odd years. This a worldwide opportunity with so much money behind the company. It's amazing. So fantastic. Well done, Sheila. Just a tip on when you're contacting somebody and asking what they do for a living. So say they're a dentist or something, for example, and you say, well, you must love that. You know what? I bet they always come back. No.
Yeah, I do that always. And yeah, 99 times out of 100, they'll say, no, I hate my job, or they'll complain. And yeah, I remember doing it myself once. Not about Oriflame, obviously, previous job.
Yeah, no, if you ask that question, it always comes back. So anybody else got any questions you want to ask Sheila or myself, or you've been thinking about, or you've got a quick question?
Oh, good.
Anything else I can think about?
I'll quickly ask. Do you think it's also when you're obviously sharing the opportunity? Well, if you're getting people to join up, it's worthwhile mentioning how to keep records and stuff like that, so you can go back to your customers, so that you're not like getting new customers and forgetting about the customers you've already got. Is it not worthwhile, like, learning people that side of it as well?
I always keep record customers.
No, but obviously new people don't know how to do that, do they? So,
well, you can. When I first started, basically, you can just put them in envelopes for the different streets you've got if you're doing the catalogue side. But I meant to put a site up. There's a few different online apps now. It's like a tracker of like, which keeps you up to date with what you do. So if you follow this 5 by 5 by 5 a day plan, you could put it in there that you've got to go and comment on this new person's post, whoever you've, say it's Mrs. Smith you've just connected with, then you put in there for, like, if say you connected with a person on a Monday, they can say, I've got to say something on a post on a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday. And once you do that, then she'll be starting to see what you're posting on Facebook as well. But I can guarantee if you look at your Facebook friends, there's people in there you haven't got a clue who they are. I've got loads. Haven't got a clue. So it's good just to touch base with people and say, look, I've noticed you're a friend on Facebook. I don't think we've ever chatted. If you have if you go on and message them, you might have chatted them. Sorry, I've dropped my screen. You might have messaged them in the past and you forgot about it, and you can actually pick up with what they said. Because sometimes I'll say, so, oh, I haven't spoken to them for ages, and then you click on the chat and you see where you're actually up to with it, where the last time, and you can pick up from that.
What time?
10:55.
Oh yeah.
So anybody else got any quick questions before we finish for tonight? Right, well, if anybody else is watching on the when they're watching in the replay and they've got any questions, this will be in the Facebook group in the next 15 minutes. Just ask that. Also, if you don't know if you've got a Facebook group now, you've got a facility to actually put tag everybody. I don't know the guy on there in a minute. Could you turn off your telly or something? We're getting feedback.
I got the telly on.
So if you don't know in the Facebook group now, you've got a tag which says everybody. So that if you want something to be seen in a group, that doesn't. I don't believe everybody gets that tag, but a good percentage do. So if you want something specific to be seen in a group, you can actually use that. But for some reason, it disappears every now and again and comes back. Because last week I didn't have that, and then this week it's come back.
You put telly on, please.
Yeah, on the stick.
So anyway, we'll call that a day for tonight. Thanks, Sheila, for giving her input. Give her a bit of a round of applause. Well done for being a top retailer. So again, if you're watching this on a replay, make sure you actually tag your team. And if anybody's got any questions to ask, then just ask them there and I'll switch off the recording.